everyone, I'm Lizzie and today we are going to be doing a nice little stretch and release session. So we'll be doing lots of good hip openers, lots of rotations in the spine just to help open up that back, open up your hips and help you feel good. Something that you can do every day, as much or as little as you like. So we're going to start on all fours, so coming onto your mat, finding a nice tabletop position, so hands are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. We're going to bring the left hand just behind our head, keeping the hips nice and balanced. From there, we're going to inhale to open that left elbow up towards the ceiling, finding a nice thoracic rotation. And as you breathe out, you're going to draw that left elbow to the right elbow. And again, inhale to open up that top elbow, looking up towards the ceiling. Exhale to tap the elbows together. And again, inhale to open up the shoulders, trying to keep the hips nice and still. Exhale to tap it down. One more. Inhale to open up. Exhale, tap the elbows together and release that left hand down to the mat, making sure it's underneath our shoulder again. Ready for the other side. So right hand goes behind your head, making sure your pelvis is nice and balanced. We breathe in to open that right elbow up towards the ceiling. Exhale to tap the elbow to the left. And again, inhale to open up. Exhale to tap down. Good, keep going, making sure that you've got a bit of support in the center. Lovely, one more time, opening up that elbow, feeling that rotation, and then tapping down. Good. Placing that hand down, back onto your 4-point kneeling position. We're going to come through a cat-cow stretch. So as you breathe in, you're going to extend your head away from the tailbone, opening up your chest. As you exhale, you're going to scoop the abdominals up to the ceiling, rounding out the spine. And again, inhale to lengthen and extend. Exhale, push the floor away, moving into the shoulders and the upper back. Inhale, extend, pushing those knuckles into the floor, drawing the shoulder blades down the back. Exhale to round, drawing your forehead towards your pubic bone. And again, inhale to lengthen away. Big breath in. Exhale, rounding the spine. One more. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale to scoop everything up. Settling back into a neutral. We're going to go for a little rotation. So you're going to draw circles with your spine, a little rotation. So you can start to find the pattern by choosing a side. So if I'm going to go to the right first, I'll draw my hips and my head sideways. I'll find a little scoop and just explore that nice movement. It doesn't have to be a particular shape. You're just waking up that spine, maybe making circles. You can move the hips forwards and backwards, whatever is feeling good for you. Bringing the head and the tailbone from side to side perhaps. Doesn't have to be any specific movement, just exploring those areas. Good. 2 more big breaths there. And then settling back into your neutral. From there, we're going to send the left leg out to the side. And we're going to open that left arm up towards the ceiling. 2-way pull between your fingertips. We're going to go for that threading the needle again, but a little bit deeper this time. So thread that left arm underneath the torso, sliding the arm along the floor and sending your ear down towards the mat. Good. Inhale to push the floor away, unraveling up to the ceiling. And again, exhale, thread the arm underneath. Feeling a nice stretch along the inner thigh, bending through the right elbow. And inhale to unwind, opening up the chest. One more. Exhale to thread the arm underneath. Feeling those hips opening up. And then recover, placing that left hand onto the mat. Bring your left leg in. Send your right leg out to the side. And then opening your right arm up towards the ceiling. Feel that reach. And then when you're ready, exhale to thread the right arm underneath. Sending your gaze down towards the floor. And then inhale to unwind, opening up the chest. And again, exhale, thread the arm underneath. Bend through that left elbow. Ear reaches towards the floor. And unwind. One more time on that side. Exhale. Feeling that nice stretch in the insides of the legs. And then placing that right hand onto the floor and bending your leg in. Very good. So from there, we're going to shuffle ourselves onto our bottoms, sitting a little bit further towards the front of the mat. Hands are going to come just behind the pelvis. Your weight is just behind your sit bones. And bring one leg off at a time into a little tabletop position. So we're just going to go for some knee openers to open up the hips a little bit more. So you're going to breathe in to open your knees out to the side. Exhale to squeeze the legs together. Inhale to open the knees. Exhale to squeeze. Keep that going. Keeping the weight just behind your sit bones. But try and lift that chest. So you've got a nice proud chest. Shoulder blades sliding down the back. Sucking your belly button into your spine. 2 more. Good. Last one. Knees together, hold it there. Now, gently hold onto your legs, either your calves or the hamstrings, whatever is comfortable for you. Staying in that nice little compact shape, sucking your belly button in. We're going to go for a roll now. So breathe in to roll back onto your shoulder blades, and the exhale brings you up, holding that balance at the top. Inhale, suck the belly button in, that weight tips you back. Exhale to roll up, keep looking at your knees, good, and again, inhale, rolling back through each vertebrae. Lovely, and again, trying to go evenly through the center of the spine. Let's do 2 more. Keep your inner thighs squeezing together. Last one. Just onto the shoulder blades. Exhale to come up. Good. Place your feet down on the floor. Shuffle your hands back again and stretch your legs out in front of you. Fingertips are facing forwards. Shoulder blades sliding down the back. Take a big breath in. And as you breathe out, squeeze your glutes. Lift your hips up towards the sky. Making a nice straight line through the body. Squeezing the glutes to open up the front of the hips. And then release back down. And again, breathing in, stabilize the shoulder blades. Exhale, squeeze the glutes, lifting up. Keep the eye line forwards. And lower. Last one, breathing in. Exhale to lift. Pushing down through the hands, arms nice and strong. Lovely, and lower. We're going to cross the legs. Hands go onto the mat in front of us. Pitch the weight forward so your legs can uncross. You're going to step back into a plank position. Lengthen through the body. And slowly walk your hands back towards your feet. And you're going to hang up and over the legs. So let your head drop down towards the floor. You can have a softening in the knees. Try and send your heels down towards the floor if you can. And as you do so, think about lengthening your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Legs don't have to be fully straight. Good. From there, we're going to walk our hands out in front and come into a pigeon stretch. So you're going to bring your left leg forwards and then sink your right hip down into place. So the further forward that left foot can be in line with your left knee, the more stretch you're going to get. But just find a place that's comfortable for your knee. You don't have to force any of these positions. Just do what feels good for your body. Try now to center off and square off the hips. So it can be comfortable to sit back here. We want to try and bring that right hip forwards in line with the left. You can prop yourselves up on your fingertips, opening up the chest, taking a big breath in, and just feel that weight sinking through the right hip flexor. Good stuff. And just breathe there. Lovely. You can be on the balls of your feet with that back leg if that's more comfortable for the knee, or with the foot flat. Maybe coming down onto your forearms. And then if that feels okay, maybe reaching your hands forwards, relaxing up and over that left leg. Take 2 big breaths there, just melting into the stretch, checking in with our form. Even though we're working on that flexibility and that mobility, we want to always make sure that we've got that nice alignment, so we've always got efficient movement. Good. And then gently propping yourself up. From there, we're going to do a little quad stretch. So start to bend that right knee. And then take your right hand back, grabbing hold of your foot. You can help balance with that left arm. And if that's okay, you want to increase the stretch, just draw that right foot a little bit closer towards your body. You should feel a nice stretch across the quad. Good. And then releasing that right foot down to the floor. Both hands come onto the mat. We're going to push back into a downwards dog. So sending our hips up towards the ceiling, trying to sink our heels down to the floor. Again, lifting the tailbone high. Might have a softening in the knees, that's okay. And it's like you are pushing your body away from the floor. So really spread the fingers down into the mat, push through the knuckles. Feel an opening in the shoulders as you do this. Good. And then getting ready to bring our right leg forwards into our pigeon pose for the other side. So carefully drop that leg down and sink down through that left hip. Aiming for as much of a parallel position as possible, just to increase that stretch. Being mindful of the knee. Squaring off that left hip. Breathing in to lengthen up tall, opening up the chest. And breathing out, relaxing those shoulders, melting away any unnecessary tension. And again, breathing in. Exhale to maybe drop down onto the forearms if you wish. Always thinking about lengthening that spine through these stretches, trying not to collapse. Maybe reaching those fingertips forwards. But wherever you are, you're trying to stay active through those stretches. Just checking in, that left hip is still facing forwards. Energy reaching out the crown of the head. One more big breath there. And then gently bringing yourself back onto your hands. Ready for a quad stretch on the other side. So start to bend the left knee, keeping those hips as square as you can. Then grabbing hold of that left foot. Easing into that stretch. Maybe drawing that foot a little bit closer towards the body. Might feel a little bit different on this side, that's okay. Often we have those imbalances. And we'll have one side that's slightly stronger or slightly more flexible than the other. Good. Let's gently release that left leg to the floor. And then we're going to just roll onto both sit bones to come into a straddle position. So don't worry too much about how wide your legs are. You might be much wider than this. You might be much more narrow, just working within your limits. So finding your straddle position, sitting up nice and tall on your sit bones, and the priority being the spine. So you're stable through the pelvis, spine is lifted up nice and tall, feeling the rib cage pulling down the front of the body, trying not to pop that rib cage open. Take the arms out to the side, and from there we're just going to find a little rotation again. So we're going to sweep ourselves to one side. Opposite arm grabs hold of the opposite leg, and it's like you are pulling yourself around with that arm, and you're going to open that top arm up towards the ceiling. Breathing into that spiral, making sure that both sit bones are still rooted down. And come back to center. Breathing in. Other side, find that rotation. Opposite arm goes to the outside of the opposite leg, and you're going to reach the arm up towards the ceiling, finding a twist. So you're crossing that arm over the body, and it's like you're pulling yourself around. Good. Inhale to unwind back to center. Let's do that one more time each side. Finding a rotation, grabbing hold of that leg, reaching your fingertips up towards the ceiling, trying to lengthen even more through the spine. And unwind. Last time, finding a twist, holding onto that leg, easing yourself up and around, trying to lengthen out the base of the spine all the way to the top of the head. Lovely, and coming back to center. From there, we're going to take both hands behind the head lightly. You can interlace the fingers, and we're going to find a little lateral flexion. So keeping the shoulders, keeping the hips absolutely square to the front. We're going to breathe in to lift up tall, exhale to reach up and over to one side. Making sure that that opposite hip is still rooted down, and then use the abdominals to sit up. Breathing in to lengthen, exhale up and over to the opposite side. Trying to open this top elbow up towards the ceiling, and then sitting up tall. And again, breathing in, exhale up and over. Nice stretch along the side of the rib cage, and reaching up. Last time, inhale to lengthen, exhale up and over. Good. And then sitting up tall. From there, you're going to swing your legs round to the side, so you're sat on one hip. Your top leg is going to open up, so your foot is just hooked in front of the other one. Your hand, your hips and your feet are all in one straight line. Arm is out to the side. We're going to go through a lovely nice side bend, so breathing in to sweep the arm up and over, lifting the hips sideways up towards the ceiling, and then exhale to lower with control. And again, inhale, sweep the arm up and over, stretching the arm overhead, and then recover to the floor. Two more. Pushing through the arm, stabilizing that shoulder blade underneath, and recover to the floor. Last time, breathing in to sweep up, trying to wrap this top leg back, squeezing the glutes, opening up the hips, and then recover down. Lovely. Let's swing the legs carefully round to the other side. So sitting on the opposite hip, opening up that top knee, hooking the foot in front, making sure you've got a straight line between the feet, the hips and the hand. Arm is out to the side, ready to sweep over. Off we go, breathing in, up and over, and then exhale to lower. And again, breathing in, push through the knee and the feet, trying to keep that supporting foot nice and flat on the floor. And then down. Two more, breathing in to sweep up, arcing the body away from the mat, and down. Last one, keep rooted down through the supporting shoulder, up and over. Good. And then lowering down. From there, bringing yourself back onto your bottoms, reaching your arms in front of you. We're going to lower down with control onto our backs. So scooping the abdominals in, going through your C curve and rolling down through the spine, one vertebrae at a time, reaching the legs out in front of you. We're going to draw our right knee in towards our chest. Start to just circle that leg gently in the hip socket, pulling it towards you, and then reverse the circle, go the other way, making sure our left leg is nice and stretched out along the floor, keeping it active. Lovely. Now take hold of that right knee with the left hand. You're going to ease the right knee over the body, finding a rotation. So trying to draw that knee down towards the floor, and then you can look back over your right arm, and you're trying to ease that right shoulder down onto the floor. So gently increasing that stretch as you breathe there. Keeping your right knee crossed over your body, you're going to bring your arms one on top of the other, like so. From there, we're going to do some little chalk circles. So moving our right arm, we're going to sweep it up overhead. We're going to take it behind our body, looking over that shoulder. Feel a nice stretch across the arm. And then circle around towards our feet, back to our arm. And again. Inhale to circle overhead, taking the arm around the back of the body, and then completing that circle. One more time in that direction, circling the arm back and around, and recover. Let's do 3 in the other direction, reversing the circle, so sweeping down towards your feet, following the arm with the eye line, and then up overhead. Arms back on top of each other, and again, reaching down, back, up, and over. One more, down, opening up that armpit, up, and over the top. Lovely. Gently rolling onto your back again, stretching your right leg out in front of you, and then drawing our left knee in towards our chest. Starting to circle that leg, pulling it in towards yourself, mobilizing the hip socket, and reverse the circle. Lovely. Okay, taking hold of the left knee now with the right hand, we're going to cross it over the body, easing it down to the floor. And then you're going to take the gaze over your left shoulder, looking back, trying to draw this shoulder down towards the floor as you pull that left knee over the body, and just breathe into that twist. Good. Placing your right hand down on the floor next to you, we're going to bring that left arm over the top, ready for our chalk circles on the other side. So your knee is going to stay crossed over the body. We're going to start to circle that left arm up overhead. Take it back. Sweep it down to the toes. And on top of the right hand again. And again. Circling up, back, and down. One more in that direction. Sweeping up and over the head. Following with the eyes. And recover. Let's reverse the circle. Following that hand, take it down to the feet, back, up and over the head, and back to the centre. And again, reaching down. Nice big circles through the arm. And in. One more. Reach back, up, and over the top. Good. Gently rolling onto your back again. Drawing your knees in towards your chest. You're going to grab hold of your feet, either the insides, outsides, or hooking your fingers around your big toes, whatever is comfortable for you. We're going to send the bottoms of the feet up towards the ceiling, and you're going to draw your knees towards your armpits, so you can pull down with your hands to try and increase that stretch on the insides of the legs and the hips. Still maintaining your length through the spine. So sending that tailbone down away from you. And then maybe just having a gentle rock from side to side. Good. Keep breathing. Lovely. Letting go of the feet, sending the toes down to the floor, stretching them out, reaching your arms over the head and making yourself as long as possible, stretching your fingertips and toes away from each other. Lovely. From there, you're going to gently roll onto your front, bringing your hands next to your shoulders. Push yourselves up onto all fours and we'll finish with a shell stretch. So finding your 4-point kneeling position that you had at the beginning. You're going to round the spine, scooping the belly button up, and then in your own time, just sitting your hips back onto your feet, reaching your arms out in front of you, lengthening out the crown of the head, down with the hips in the opposite direction. Breathing deeply into the back of the rib cage and out. And again, breathing in. Exhale to soften through the shoulders. One more. And on your next breath out, you're going to slowly, slowly roll up through the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, to sit up nice and tall. Lovely. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. That was your nice stretch and release session. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you feel better for it. Thank you for watching.